Hi, thanks for checking out draftdude.com. I'm going to take 60 seconds to tell you about the service, and then I'll give you about a 3-minute tour so that you understand how subscribers gain what we call an unfair advantage in fantasy sports. Imagine paying $10 to have a team of fantasy sports experts working for you during the draft and then all season long. That is exactly what draftdude.com is. There are a lot of subpar or even sketchy so called draft helpers out there. Usually a guy in his basement, or maybe even a big corporation's marketing tool to draw traffic, something like that. DraftDude.com is the real deal. We are independent. We have quantitative analysts. We respond to your feedback every time. We'll give you a full refund if you're not satisfied within 60 days. And we are the first and best in the industry. There is not another service like this, and this service is well needed. And I'll tell you why. Unless you rely on luck of the draw, fantasy football, unfortunately, is largely about math. And properly learning and using that math is time consuming and it's boring. Most people just pick the quote best or most popular players or do a few calculations. That's just not going to get them anywhere. Think about what the experts do. They build spreadsheets, conduct practice drafts, spend hours on research, subscribe to magazines, order draft kits through the mail, and so on. It's ridiculous. And it takes expert knowledge of the industry, quantitative math, and programming skills, and more than anything, it takes hours and hours and hours. DraftDude eliminates all of that. With less than 3 minutes of work, users reap expert benefits through a website that is, and I quote, as simple and intuitive as iTunes. You can get last pick in your draft and still have a good chance of coming in first in your league. Here's how it works, so that you don't have to. Once you subscribe, you're given immediate access. Logging in will bring you to this page where you manage your drafts. You can create and use as many as you like, and this is how you create them. Click on Create. Let's call this tutorial. All right, now to do all this work for you, draftdude.com needs some basic information about you and your league. There are a number of questions in the next few steps, but on this one, you'll answer most of them with just one click, right here, if your league is hosted by one of these sites. The league I'm going to enter is hosted by CBS. We're going to apply that. Now, you can be selective. We draft from both leagues. There are only 10 people in our league, and I'll click Next. Now, this next step is going to look like more work, but you've already done it. In step 1, when you selected your league host, you populated all these answers with the defaults used by that host. But your league head might have changed some of these things, so you can skip this since you've answered all of it already, or you can change any item to exactly match your league. For example, we use individual defensive players. We can only start 2 wide receivers, and we have a flex offense. Go to the next one. The next step is already the same. You've already populated all these answers on step 1. But you can adjust them as you like for all stats. You get the point. I won't waste your time. Let's go to the next step. The next step is largely subjective. While we have provided you with our own projections and will update them for you on a weekly basis, you can adjust any stat as you wish for all players. Let's take Tom Brady, for example. Yep, here we go. Now, while his knee injury, which everyone knows about, is incorporated into our projections, let's say that I think he's not going to perform as often as people expect. So let's say he's 75%. So instead of 4,200 yards, I'm going to put him at 3,000, so on. You can change every stat for every player. We keep track of it for you and incorporate it into your draft report, which is coming up. All right, using the information that you entered, the number of players in your league, the number of players per position, what stats your league uses, and the point value of each stat, your player projections, and so on, DraftDude has created this customized, interactive list for you. It's the order in which you should draft your players to have the optimal team. And by the way, if you don't have access to the internet during your draft, you can print this and take it with you. It literally shows you who to pick and in what order. It outlines your suggested pick in red. DraftDude keeps track of your team over here in the My Team box and makes sure that you optimize position-related picks so that you don't have to wonder what position to fill next or overfill a position. So let's say I go first. I'm going to pick Adrian Peterson. He'll show up over here on my team. Someone else picks as Larry Fitzgerald, so on and so forth. You can see their stats up here. Users will receive a weekly reminder to adjust their team. Then all you'll need to do is log in, look at your team, see which player is ranked highest in each position, and play that person. It takes about 2 minutes, and it eliminates the effort otherwise required on a weekly basis. And bye weeks and injuries are incorporated, so you don't have to keep track of that stuff, and so you don't get burned by some nerd who's reading up on it all night and day. You can also adjust player statistics and so on whenever you like, even though we do all that for you. There's more, but the point is this. DraftDude.com takes all of the tedious work, time, and effort out of fantasy football. For $10, you get the equivalent of having a team of fantasy sports nerds working for you personally, eliminating your workload and helping you to draft and play like an expert all season long. With Draft Dude, you'll have an unfair advantage in your draft and in your league. So best of luck, and feel free to contact us anytime at feedback@draftdude.com.